Welcome back. No, that's not the president. I know it looks like him, it acts like him, sounds like him. That's a great friend of the show, John DiDomenico, who did that little promo for us. And thank you, John. Thank you for tuning back in and staying with us. We have a big money guest, as I mentioned earlier. John Gibson is here with us for a second segment. And John, we were talking during the break a little bit, but I want to go into it a little further. We've talked about California and some of the crazy liberal things they're doing out there. Berkeley has taken the word man out of all their civil codes, and other places they're banning plastic straws, but they're allowing people to defecate in the streets. Now LA is making half the streets for homeless.
Yeah, well, okay. So first of all, I was born in California. I didn't leave till I was 50, and I'm shocked at what the people have done to it since I left. But what LA has done is said, we're going to mark off streets where sleeping on the street is not allowed.
Right.
So the other streets, it is allowed. And it turns out it's about half and half. So you can now go online on go onto the LA Times and look at a map and click on your neighborhood, North Hollywood, Venice, Hollywood, West Side, and it'll show you what streets the homeless are allowed to be on and what they're not. And if it's your street, oh well.
Yeah, I guess your house value may be significantly lower than the guy living around the corner from you.
Yeah, and well, you wonder about that because Californians in San Francisco and LA are putting up with this no matter what. I mean, it used to be that, the homeless were down in Skid Row in LA. Now they're all over. They're everywhere. And in Venice, those people have multi-million-dollar little bungalows out in Venice, and there's homeless sleeping on the street. I mean, you really have to wonder why LA can't get 50,000 people in homeless shelters. There must be a way. And they certainly have a lot of money. The state has a lot of money. San Francisco has a lot of money. LA apparently has got 50,000 homeless. San Francisco around 8,000. And it's just getting worse by the minute. And I don't know why they think that just doing nothing is going to solve the problem.
I want to ask you, John, about the Twitter war that's going on between the mayor of Chicago, Lori Lightfoot, and Texas Senator Ted Cruz. I know you're a Texan these days, right?
Yeah, I am.
So in the aftermath of the latest mass shooting, there were repeated calls for gun control. Just so happened that week there were over a dozen people shot in Chicago. Ted Cruz put out those statistics and said, you see, Chicago's got pretty strict gun laws. It's not stopping anybody from being shot. Mayor Lightfoot says, look, the bottom line is 60% of the illegal firearms captured in Chicago are from out of the jurisdiction, mostly dominated, within her words, and we could put up the tweet if we have it, cowardly Republicans like you who are too afraid to enact gun legislation. Give me your take on this Twitter feud between these two distinguished public servants.
Well, they're going to have a debate. And the new mayor of Chicago wants to debate Ted Cruz, and that might be difficult. He's pretty good. And she's right. Those guns are coming in from Indiana. But the fact of the matter is they got people shooting each other every weekend that is essentially another Odessa Midland or another El Paso. And for her to get all butch with Ted about it when she's got a problem, I don't think they're letting the cops do what the cops could do to stop that. And people are running wild with guns in Chicago, and we know what happened here. I mean, during the years of stop and frisk, there wasn't very much gun violence, and since it's ended, it's peaked up again. I think that if she really wants to go have a debate with Ted Cruz about guns and what to do about illegal guns and people getting shot, good luck, because he's pretty good.
I wouldn't want to debate Ted Cruz. Maybe I would on some things, but no, he's a well-qualified debater, if nothing else.
And he knows the law, and he knows the facts. And look, I don't think anybody wants to see more of these things, but Chicago's had a real problem for a very long time. I think she's stepping a little out of her lane to start getting butch with somebody else about gun problems.
Seems like these liberal mayors like our guy right here in New York, Bill de Blasio. He walks around saying that New York is the safest big city in the world. Meantime, the police force hates him. They turn their back on him, literally, when they see him coming to an officer funeral or something like that. And he's given no help. He's actually decriminalizing things, which is making it seem like the crime is down. But crime and homelessness is up here in New York.
I see the video, throwing water and milk on the cops.
Yeah.
Used to be a crime.
I would think throwing anything on a cop
used to be a crime.
Would be a crime, but not under de Blasio. And if you're a college student here in New York and you get in some trouble with the law, you go to Rikers for the weekend. But if you're an illegal immigrant, they release you quick before ICE gets there to deport you. So it's
Good to
scary.
be an illegal immigrant.
Yeah, it sure is.
Well, when de Blasio said we pay $15 an hour in New York, you could see him coming across the border in Texas, making my way to New York. $15 an hour.
100%. I want to thank John Gibson for joining us today for a liquid lunch, and joins us once in a while on Skype. It's always so much better to have him here in person. John, I want to thank you very much. I want to thank you for staying with us through hour one. Frank and I will be back right after this.